Hello, everyone. This is episode 6 of my series, 16 Facts About the Covert Malignant Narcissist Sociopath Path. And I thought it was going to be just eight episodes, but these videos are quite long, and I really want to shorten them and make it easier for them to be consumed for people who maybe don't have a lot of time. So I'm going to, I was giving you 2 facts per video and then discussing them. What I'm going to do is just do 1 fact for the remaining videos. So it won't be 8 now. It will be, today is number 6, and then there will be 10 videos instead, because I'm going to change how I'm delivering this to you to make it make the video, each video, shorter. So why would you care about what I have to tell you? Well, I wrote a book called Finally Free: My Exodus from the Covert Malignant Narcissist Sociopaths, and this is something that, it was a book that was a long time coming in terms of people told me for a long time that I should write a book. Anyway, my intention is that this book is on this subject matter, and my experience, my autobiographical record of my experience on this. I had intended that there would be 2 more books that are autobiographical, but on other subject matter, covering other subject matter in my life. But this is not just a matter of me telling the truth, and I apologize for the noise outside. Me telling the truth and not keeping people's dirty little secrets any longer. It is also me offering my voice to the collective consciousness, and to hopefully be a support and a bolster for others who have similar experience. And because what happens is, for those of us who have the misfortune of being entangled with this type of creature, they destroy everything, and they make you feel that you are crazy, and you are not. I guarantee to you that you are not crazy, and they are psychopathy. They are the living expression of extreme visceral I'm trying to think of the word, profoundly destructive psychopathy. There's another word for this, which I'm virulent psychopathy is what I'm looking for. And that's what these people are. And I have the misfortune of having a tremendous amount of experience with this. It started with my parents, who primed me to be an ideal target for the Covert Malignant Narcissist Sociopath. So I am now sharing my experience, and I hope that it helps you. If you are currently entangled in some toxic trap with a Covert Malignant Narcissist Sociopath, then I hope that this in some way contributes to helping you to extricate yourself from that trap. And if you are not, and you have not, then I invite you to use this as your cautionary tale and your education to recognize the signs so that you don't get trapped. This is my hope for you, my viewer. And again, please click subscribe and follow, and please tune in again, because I have more of these. So this is episode number 6. There will be now 10 instead of 8. Here is the item for this video. They are hypocrites about everything. And just to give you, if you have not seen any of the other videos, when I refer to him, I'm referring to the last Covert Malignant Narcissist Sociopath who will ever poison my life. Because prior to him, I didn't know what the science was, and I didn't know what the terminology was. I didn't know what this was, and I didn't have the tools, the wherewithal, anything, the knowledge to deal with this, to do anything. I was a trapped insect in a net, in a web. So he is the last one, and I refer to him as Mr. X, and I don't use his name because they are the most vengeful creatures walking, and they will go to every length. They will cut their own nose off if it means that they destroy you. So he would go to every, he would go to every length. There would be no limits to the lengths he would go to try to damage, to try to in some way hurt, to really hurt me. He's already hurt me. But if I were to say his name, right, he would use every possible thing he could, lawsuits, etc., just to hurt me, just to really damage me. So they are hypocrites about everything. He loved to refer to people as small minds, and that with an exclamation point. And he did this in writing, in speech. He would talk trash about people to me, and then seek them out and obsequiously kowtow to those same people in social situations. These people were, quote, great friends, according to him, according to how he described them, great friends who he would fawn over embarrassingly in public. In private, he would talk to me about them in the most offensive, insulting terms. I think that people knew he was full of shit. He didn't have to ever spend time with them. Let me change the tone here. So, in private, he would talk to me about them in the most offensive, insulting terms. I think that people knew he was full of shit. I think that the way that people interacted with him, there was a certain something about their energy that gave me this impression that they knew he was full of shit. And my further comment is that he didn't have to ever spend time with them. He did this constant game because he wanted things from them. I never understood why they tolerated him, but perhaps it was for similar reasons to the ones that kept me in thrall to him for so long. So his manipulation extended outward to everyone, everywhere, and it changed its face according to who he was manipulating. So perhaps he was tolerated by these people because there was something about his trickery and his manipulation that kind of got a pass with them. Okay, further to this point. I was visiting my father for a few days the day that I landed in New York, September 21st, 2022. This is the 21st of September 22 is the day that I returned from Phoenix. I was in Phoenix for 2 years, and was financially ruined, thanks to Mr. X. And I only went to Phoenix because he manipulated me to go there. And I put the 21st of September because that was the day I had met him 2 years prior. I met him 21st of September 2018. And so I chose the 21st as the day for me to come back because I wanted to have kind of a bit of an ending point of closing that circle on that date. So I was visiting my father for a few days the day that I landed in New York on the 21st of September. I hadn't had time to separate all of my luggage to bring only what I needed to his house. So I had to take more than I needed to his house because it was a rush. I had to kind of just grab things from my apartment, my empty apartment and the luggage, and just sort of take my luggage and go. And so I had to take more than I needed to his house, which amounted to a suitcase, a carry-on, and my large tote. He didn't say anything to me. He didn't say anything to me. He didn't say anything about it to me when I was when I first arrived. When I first arrived with everything. But that night, he was on the phone with one of his friends, who I know the friend, and he told an insulting, humiliating story about me. I heard him from downstairs. He was talking to his friend, and he was telling his friend about me, that I was a diva and had brought 6 suitcases to his house. Really, it shouldn't have mattered at all if I had brought 100 suitcases. He should have been overjoyed to have me there. Period. But he had to trash me to his friends to feel powerful. He also said in that conversation that he, quote, understood why Mr. X had, quote, left me. He is a savage. My father, I had told my father what Mr. X had done. And my father did not care, because my father is just like Mr. X. And so instead of my father coming to my defense and immediately, cornering around me and putting up the bastions, and protecting me and doing everything that a father should do, loving me, caring, he was mocking me to his friend, who I know. I mean, who knew me as a child anyway. I mean, I know who the friend is, and the friend knew me as a child, saw me growing up as a child. And from what I could hear, I didn't hear objections. I didn't hear any sort of indication that the friend was objecting on the phone to him. Like, do you think that's really fair? Like, should you really say that? This is what my father said about me. That I'm such a diva that he understands why Mr. X did what he did to me. So, that's about it for this. Let me put a bookmark in here. Please tune in and return. Please subscribe and come back for the next one I give you. I hope that this is helpful in terms of perhaps you have similar experience where they give you this face, but they're absolute hypocrites, and they talk about you, and one thing I want to add, I confronted him about this. And I said, I overheard you talking about me. How dare you say this? Why would you say such horrible things about me? And what do? He was very brutal and abusive and defensive, and attacked me. How dare you listen, and you have no right, and blah, blah, blah. Because this is what they do. They brutalize their targets, and then when the targets object and call them out, they brutalize more. I hope this is helpful. Please subscribe, please follow, please tune in again. I will have more things to offer from my book, and I hope this doesn't sound too rambling or jerky. I've had a rough day. It's been a rough 24 hours. It's been a rough long time for me, but I'm trying to provide real time, real information, real voice, and hopefully this is helpful. Namaskaram.